All right, welcome back to the part 2 of lists. There's another way to create a list, and that one we use an element called DL. You might wonder what's DL. Don't worry, you'll get to it. I'm going to tell you what it means. Now, DL means description list. That's what DL means. It means what? Description list. Now, enter key. Obviously, it is a block level element, just like OL and UL. Okay, so description list. Now, description list requires two other elements. Just like OL requires LI, description list requires DT. DT is called description term. What did we call it again? DT is called description term. Now, let's go away from there, enter key, and then it requires another one called description element. Or let's just say it as maybe, some people might call it, I think I would call, not some people, I think I would call it description data, DD. So DD is going to be like the LI. DD is going to be like the LI, but it's called description element. Okay, it's going to be like it's going to work like DD is going to work like LI. DD will work like LI. DL is the one housing A, just like OL. So this is the description list. This is the description term, and this is the description element. Okay, description element. Now, this right now, let's call this, what should we say? Let's call this plants. That's the description term, right? Plants. Now, the data, the description element, that's the data for it. Let's now start listing the types of plant. Let's just say, we have a cocoa plant. Sorry, if it's not a plant, just bear with me, okay? Another DD. Let's say palm tree. Cocoa is a plant. DD. Let's call it, let's say coconut. Another DD. Let's call this one sugarcane. Let me save it, right? Good. Okay, now that I've saved it, let me go to my browser. Can you see it right now? First of all, did you see what happened? It gave us the description term. Then it now gave us the description list. The description list is the DD. That's the description element, is the DD. So that's how to create another list. You use your DL. This is the description list. DL stands for description list, actually. You know that. DT is the description term. That's like the heading of your list. Then DD is the description, like the description data. Okay, that's like the list itself, the data. Okay, now you can actually still house more. So you can actually just make DD look like your details. We can call it maybe description details. Yeah, I think we can also call it description details, DD. Okay, now we can still house more. Now imagine that I still have more inside. Let me now call this DT again. Still inside it, let me now say countries. Okay. Now DD, the description details, right? The details. So let's say England. DD, let's say Peru, because Peru done the para. Let's say DD. Let's say this as USA. Another DD for another country. Let me just put this as I'm using Cameroon, an African country. Let me save it. Now let's go to our browser. See? Can you see that? still showing within your DL, within your description list. That's the beauty of this. So this is another way to create a list, and you can always outline, you can always nest it. You can nest one DT with its own description details with another DT with its own description details, as long as they are all nested or housed or wrapped inside the description list itself. So that's another way to create a list. So now you know 3 ways to create a list: using UL, using OL, or using DL. But DL requires DT, that description term, that's like the heading, then the description details, or just description. I think I would call it either description data or description details, whichever one. Okay, all right, so that is how that works. Okay, now let me use this opportunity to teach you how to comment in HTML. So you put it like this: less than, first of all, shift 1 to get your exclamation mark, then you put in your 2 equals, and then you put in your shift full stop to get your greater than sign. So anything I type here right now, let me just say nesting lists. Save it. Let me go to my browser. Where is it? It's not there. A comment doesn't appear. A comment does not appear. So this is how to create a comment. So you always put your, now if I remove this, I save it, still the same thing, doesn't appear. But the reason why I'm using, so just basically to comment is always just putting your angled brackets and then putting exclamation mark with your words. The reason why I usually put equal sign is for, you know, for a broader way to look at it. Okay, basically anything, this is so let me just put it this way: basically this is a comment. Basically this is a comment. This is how to put a comment, basically. But type in anything you now want after the exclamation mark. So I want to teach you how to nest lists. That's nesting lists. Remember, we've nested these are 2 lists inside one. Remember, inside one. So you can also nest with OL or UL. Okay, all right. Now let's say, for instance, I have let me put more space. Let's say, for instance, I have ordered list, obviously. Then I say to myself that, okay, I have an LI 1, obviously, LI again 2, just make it 3 LIs, so that's to avoid wasting too much time. Let me call these names of animals. Let me just say this is a pig, this is a camel, and then this is a goat, right? Now, if we go to your browser and you reload, see right now pigs, camel, and goat. Remember, why is it on 1, 2, 3? Because it is ordered. That's why. Because it is ordered. Okay. Now, what if while you're ordering it, I still want to put another list there, and I want this list to now be unordered inside the ordered? Okay, so UL tab, then I put in my LI tab. This is why I'm saying tab, is because tab on my keyboard. LI tab, let me make it also 3, LI, and then tab. Okay, now let me now call this fruits. Let me call this grape. Let me call this orange, and let me call this apple. Save it. Right now, see, it shows that it is nested inside, that is wrapped inside, because it went out of it inside the OL, inside the OL. So that you can actually nest this inside this. So what if you change it? Remember I taught you how to use this. You can hold your control key, control, and then come over here, and then you backspace this, and then you do your UL, and you come over here, You come over here. Okay, let's even give it a UL, save it, go to your browser. See, it still shows that it is nested because both of them are UL and this is also UL. It shows that it's still nested. Now let me just hold your control key, click on the other one too, backspace them both, and then let's put this as OL, save it, and then go to your browser. See, same thing. So you can actually nest lists. You can nest lists just like you can nest it also here. The same way also you can nest UL. You can put UL inside OL. You can put OL inside UL. Whichever one it is, as long as you know both of them are both block level elements. So that is that. I hope you've had a lot of fun coding along with this. I really had fun with this one, actually. I love this, right? Even let's even try it here. Let's put this as reversed. I like it. So let me save it. Then 3, 2, 1. I just like it, right? It's so much fun. All right, now take care of yourself.